Okay, guys. Today we're gonna teach you how to set up your Roli Seaboard blocks and LightPad block M or whatever other Roli product MPE product you have into something like this, so it'll work. Cool, works. So how did I do that? It's pretty complicated. There is a template on the Roli website, but I'm gonna show you how to do it from scratch. It's really not that. It's kind of complicated, but it's not that bad. Once you do it once, you can save it as your template, and then you don't even have to worry about it. Or you could just see. Sometimes I just go into my current project, and I'll open up one of my other projects. Like I know Siegbrow has it in there, and oh wow, there we go. Yeah, see, I already have a bunch set up. So anytime I want one of these set up, my template, which has a bunch of them, or I just pull one in from a previous project, which is really cool that you can do that. So first thing you're going to need is a MIDI channel. I'm going to use this as a reference because I need it. And we're going to call that equator. Or, you know, this is what's going to hold the equator device. So you go in your plugins and you grab your equator and you drop it in. Get rid of that. Bye-bye. Okay, first thing you do, you change the MIDI from no input, and then audio to, well, let's create our voices first. So the way it works is in order for you to have full MPE, each note that you play has to be sent to a different MIDI channel in Ableton. It doesn't have an easy fix like Bitwig or anything like that, but it's still workable. It's just a little more complicated than it needs to be. Come on, Ableton, fix it. Hurry up. But this is what we do. Each note gets a channel, so however many notes of polyphony you want. I only use 6, A, because I'm not a great pianist or anything, and B, it saves my processor. I'm on a laptop. I only have an i5. I make do though. I can get a bunch of these equators, and like I've had like 8 of them with running different stuff, and my CPU is not too bad. And then I can always, you know, edit it and then bounce it down to audio. Okay, onward. Create your voices. Another MIDI track. We'll call that voice. And I'm going to do 6 of them, so I'm just going to duplicate it 5 times. Okay, I'm going to group all these too. Pretty. Watch this. Group. Ah, watch this. I love this. Bam! No more Skittles. Cool. So we got our voices. Let me make some space here. Okay, so now I am going to select all the voices, shift click them all, and I'm going to tell them to get their MIDI in from the blocks input. Well, first, hold on, before I do that, let me show you something else. And comma, let me go to link MIDI tab, and then you got to select your blocks. You got to set your input to block MIDI, and you got to set your output to block MIDI. Tell me if I'm wrong about this, but as far as I know, this is what works. Let me turn something on. It doesn't even. Let me see something, because I don't even know what this stuff does. Enable sync switch. No, don't need sync. Okay, track and remote. Turn them on. So with your voices, you set them all. You can shift click them all. Get the MIDI from tab. Tell it to come from the blocks. Now, you make sure you're not selecting all of them when you do that. You just want to make sure that all of them have the blocks input, so that they'll take the MIDI data when you sync it. So next step, we're going to assign the channels. Oh crap! I forgot to show you the dashboard. I'll do that next. Channel 1, channel 2, channel 3. Channel 4, 5, and 6 notes of polyphony. Cool. And I'll get into Equator and the dashboard in a second. I just wanted to show you the Ableton version of it. Name this real quick because it's going to get confusing if I don't support. I guess we select all of the voices again. Take output to Equator. Which one? Let me rename this one. Equator-ish. Just so I know, it's because I'm kind of confusing with all the same things named the same. So MIDI to Equator-ish. Cool. Then, let's see. Then you make sure only one is selected, and you go track in 1, track in 2, track in 3, track in 4, 5, and 6. Okay. That should be. Now into the dashboard. Open, plug in your Roli, turn it on. I have both of them set up. I'm going to focus on this one. So first things first, I already set this up. So I created it. I just called it 6 channel. You can do that. You can save your different templates. It's really nice. So I set my MIDI start channel to 2, MIDI end channel to 6, turn that on, pitch bend range 48. This doesn't matter. You can do that with your buttons on the keyboard. Slide 74. I use relative unipolar, I was told. I don't know what any of this stuff does, really, to be quite honest. But this one works pretty good. And all that's good. So now we go into Equator, open, go up here to the settings, go to MIDI. And now we gotta go in here and make sure MPE mode is on. Have the channels from 2, to 6. Global channel 1. Global pitch bend 2. I guess that'll work. Yeah, that's just a channel for MIDI mapping. So now I can select all of the voices again, arm it, and I've got so now I have two separate but equal things. So now I can show you about the block, the LightPad block, and I just got this about 2 days ago, so I'm still getting in touch with it. But this thing has a ton of options. It's even got some stupid games on it that I was playing for like 5 seconds. I was like, okay, I got to get in there and learn how it works. The Ableton Live Control was cool. It's kind of what I was first using it as. It has multiple modes. You can switch into scales and arm your tracks and stuff. I don't really use it because when you go in to edit it, what I'm noticing is it doesn't have an MPE mode when you're in Ableton Live Control. So it sends all the notes to one channel, and you can't do vibrato and crazy stuff like that. So I don't really use it. I use the note grid because you can still, with the LightPad block or the light block pad, whatever the heck it's called, there's a button on the side that you can switch between all the modes even when you're in note grid. And what you can do with note grid is you can select the I already have it saved. Light block M 6 channel. Boom, that's what I use. 6 channel. Just makes sense. I don't have 16 fingers. I don't know why you need 16 notes of polyphony. I mean, for drawing it in. But I go into edit, MIDI start channel 2, MIDI end channel 6. Use MPE. And then this is where the transpose and pitch come in, because it doesn't have a key signature. It just does the scale. So you have to transpose down steps. So I was in A. It's automatic. 0 is obviously C, so I transpose down 3. semitones to an A, because the last thing I was working on, I was writing an A. And then you can also come in here real quick. You don't even have, you can still like, you can do it all in here without having to be in Ableton to do all that stuff. And then if I wanted to go back and see, so I'm actually on the, not on the scale. Let's get to the scale. There's drum pads. Yeah. Fun, fun, fun. I like it. And so you go back into Ableton once you have all that set up. And so now what I can do with this is I can shift click. Oh no, I wanted to do something different. Oh wait, I would have to set up my Bluetooth, but that was in my other video. But that's essentially how you get Equator to work. Now, if you want more notes of polyphony and you have a better computer and you were born with 16 fingers, you would just continue all these voices out, however many notes of polyphony you want, however many fingers, and it comes down to individual note control is what it really boils down to. How many notes do you want to be playing at one time? Are you classically trained pianist? You have 10 fingers, going to use them all? Go 10 or 11 voices. If you're like me and you just putz around and until it works, you know, maybe go with a few less voices and save your processor, because each one of these channels is going to be individually modulating parameters, which makes my brain hurt. So yeah, I just have a laptop, dude, $500 laptop from Best Buy, i5. I upgraded the RAM to 16, and I bounce down as much stuff as I can into audio. Like I'll tune the sound in really good, and then and then I'll bounce it to audio and then put it on my RAM because I have so much RAM. So that's how I save my stuff. But I hope you learned something today. I'm gonna go drink some coffee and jump back in. Thanks guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe, tell your friends. This is only my second video. I hope to be doing a lot more tutorials in the future. Peace out.